So I saw you've been cutting a bunch of wood lately. So what's going on with that? You been in the chainsaw game for the last week or so, huh?
Yeah, I've been really. I think I might have told you this in our private conversations a few times. I just have not been looking forward to cutting wood this year. Yeah, I'm getting
Right.
old, and a lot of times I got plenty of timber out back, and when it gets hard to get to it out in other areas, I go out back and cut it and pack it by hand and use a sled. I've made videos on with the sled in the snow,
Right.
and I just been really dreading it this year. And I got a really good chance on several spots of wood if I get it now, type thing. Ash, oak, black locust, walnut, and it's like the Lord blessed me with a bumper crop of wood this year. And
Right.
yesterday, I went with Granddad down to a neighbor of his. He hunts his ground, so Granddad goes down there and helps the guy. He's not quite as old as Granddad, but he's retired, and he was going to be splitting firewood yesterday, way down the timber. He's got a big old log splitter and shit. And uh, Granddad pays me, to come help him, but we went over and done this guy's stuff and split wood. And because the guy's got money, but he's not going to come off with any wages for anybody. He's just a tight ass. Probably why he's got money. And
Right.
we split him up a whole trailer load of wood, and it was stacked in his trailer. Had it done in like maybe an hour, and
Right.
there were several big pieces there and stuff. And I just kept rolling with the splitting. And he's very anal. He wants it all split up small so he can lift it up. And uh, how's it going, Hutch? Um,
Hutch.
he's, it's got
SOS. Switch
how you doing,
outdoor
SOS?
survival. Yeah, we're
Uh,
just random chatting here with Maccabeus. I don't have an agenda here, so
he uh, he wants it exact certain length, like 22 inches. I mean, it could be an eighth inch off, but he's very intolerant. But anyway, I just kept on splitting wood after the trailer was full. He pulled it out of the way, and I was still being very picky, trying to get it small enough for him and all this. And he come up, tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, "Hey, all the rest of this that you're splitting is yours, so do it how you want." And I was like, "Cool." So I got probably a good trailer load on my little trailer that I just got from my Blazer, which would be
yeah.
equivalent. It'd be about equivalent to a level pickup load stacked. But and
Right.
it's all seasoned like 3 or 4 years oak. I mean, it's seasoned, and
Got
so
rocks sticking in my ass over here.
well, better than a
Oh my
butt
god.
plug.
That's true. We don't do that up here.
No, no, we don't do that kind of thing here in Missouri,
No, that's for California and places like California.
Michigan,
Michigan.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah. So this
I
morning I
observe
was
it.
go ahead.
Oh, I said hi to observing.
Oh yeah, observing observatory. Yeah, like I said, we don't have an agenda here. We're just chatting and BSing. I've been out here clearing land because I got a little 4 day stint coming up with another YouTuber, Wired Tight. We're gonna do some bushcraft camping and hunting out here. See if we can't put some meat in the freezer. So I'm out here doing some pre-prep work and decided I need to take a water break, and it was a good time to go live.
I hear you. I've been clipping bud all morning. I got, which I already told you this, but I'll say it for Hutch's sake. I got he's seen the pictures of the stuff hanging in here, and I just decided I need to get it all clipped up at least into a big tote, and that way, in case something kicks off, it's already done, and I'm not having to deal with that. It
You
started
got
raining
your
here.
you got your apothecary for the boog going on over there.
I love this strain, whatever it is I grew. It's a cross strain, and the Jack the Ripper morphidited last year and pollinated the other four strains, and so I'm not really sure what I got, but it's equatable to the Granddaddy Purple, and Granddaddy Purple just really helps my back and my sleep. And I'd gotten away
Right.
from smoking it and smoking some other stuff that Granddad and his brother grew, and it I mean it gets you stoned and all that, but it wasn't helping my back at all. And I've been talking to you, my back the last couple of weeks has just been jacked up and everything. And they gave me some of that other, and I just put it aside, put it in jars, and got my stuff back out. Started smoking it. In the last 2 nights, I've slept 5 and 6 hours. My back didn't hurt when I woke up, and That's very beneficial for me because it makes me a miserable, grouchy old motherfucker when I don't sleep all the time. And
Right. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, it's one of those things where being deprived of sleep can mess up a lot of other things just health-wise, you
yeah,
know? I mean, people can get sick. It just runs your system down.
yeah. Well, thankfully,
I
my immune system's real good because I mean, I do a lot of the natural stuff, and I think it helps keep my immune system build up to ward off sicknesses. Like what tactical muffin top call that last night, the bat stew flu or something like
Oh, yeah.
that.
I only got through part of that. I was it was one of them things I was just kinda checking in and checking out, you know? I'm gonna have to go back and listen to all that, but yeah, there's he's got some one-liners that are pretty good. So we got Oops, we got Teresa Buchanan. You still there, Mac?
I am still here.
Okay.
Am I?
Yeah, it shows that you're frozen on the live, but the audio is still working, so hopefully that's translating over the internet.
Yeah, I think usually the audio comes through and my visual glitches out.
Yeah, I
I
guess that's
barely
just the
got
way
the
it
interview
goes.
with Hutch done. I done my interview with Hutch. Oh, I don't know, several days ago. I think it's the same day you and Red Dawn done yours, and I was glitching out a lot, but he done a real good job of editing it and
Yeah.
done a real good job. So if y'all aren't subscribed to Hutch, go check him out.
Yeah,
We're
Hutch
trying
is a
to
good
build
dude,
community. We're trying to build co-op here in Missouri, and especially if you're in Missouri or the surrounding area, I'd like to encourage people to get involved.
for sure. It's crazy how many people that I've met in Missouri from just connecting with YouTubers states away at this
Yeah,
point. And, like the last Huntsman Outdoors, that's another guy. He's not super local to me, but he's within the state. And, it's just cool to get to meet people and go on the live with them. And, maybe one of these days we end up unfortunate enough to be in a camp. we'll know somebody who's got the balls to go on a mission, and try to
yeah,
get the hell out of there.
yeah,
Making those connections, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, there's some, and everybody has some discernment to some degree to kind of see who's a real guy and who's not. You know what I mean? You can tell the fakes and the others, but like most of the time, I think a lot of people worry too much about like we're too leery of each other to some degree, But
yeah.
I don't know. I think it takes a level of discernment that maybe a guy gets from God or something. But yeah, I feel like usually when I meet somebody, I've already kind of got within a day or so of interacting with them, you know, I've got an idea of how they are.
Later,
SOS, thanks
SOS.
for coming in. Thanks for stopping in, dude. You got a great channel. One of these days we got to go live and just chat.
Yeah, I'll have to go check him out. I've never heard of the channel.
It's kind of a more Minuteman type thing. Good stuff though. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get some wood cut out here. I'm gonna kind of pre-stage a few things so that we're not just coming out here and not able to hunt because we're trying to create lodgings for ourselves in a bushcraft type way. So I'm gonna try to get a little extra wood put back and clear off some land just because there's a lot of deadfall out here, like a crazy amount of deadfall. So I've just been slowly clearing that out and trimming some trees back for a camp spot. But job number one was just trying to get rid of the widow makers and stuff so we didn't have dead limbs or a whole dead tree coming over on us for some unfortunate reason.
Uh huh. Yeah, and realistically, any chainsaw work that you think you might have to do if you had to bug out there, now's a good time to get it done because you may not have access to fuel and oil and all that to do the chainsaw.
If it was my land, yeah, I'd go through here with a chainsaw and I'd
Yeah.
knock about 15 trees down. But it's not mine. It's family owned land. My uncle technically owns it, but like, yeah, I'd kind of have to go make a case for knocking them down.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just buy my own land at some point. That's like a goal for me, is to get something tucked away with like preferably some well water, and just have a hand pump out there, and if there's a spring or something on the land, even better, as just a an open natural source for whatever reason I needed that for. But if I could get, I don't even care if it's 10 acres and just get tucked away, I'd be setting up LPOPs on it and stuff now on the borders, just getting
Yeah.
stuff set up for the sake of having it set up. And I mean, at that point, if I had my own land, I would invite people that I trust just to come out and sort of train and learn together. Do overnight LPOP watch, even though we're not in some crazy situation, but like get practice at doing that. I mean, imagine how much better you'd be on a night watch if you've done it 15 times.
Yeah.
And I know there's vets that have probably
I
done
was
that,
going
but
Rabbit and Teresa, Red
yeah,
Dawn.
red dawns in here, bear traps and beazle snatches. Yeah, man. Just speaking of traps, if I have my own land, I would be running a trap line just to get experience doing that more. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to probably run a few out here this year, but like if I had my own thing where I didn't have to kind of get permissions to do stuff, man, I'd be going nuts. Let's see up here in the chat.
We might pray and consider about the co-op thing that we're working on. Uh, you know,
Right, right. I've been thinking about that a little bit. I probably need to like jump in on a chat with you guys sometime when you guys are doing that, and just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's one of them things I think still needs fleshed out, but I don't know what all y'all have talked about and what you haven't. I mean, I know there was Hutch's chat with you guys, and I probably need to go back and watch that for sure.
well, we discussed it more in detail um, at Hutch's get together a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
But I'll wait until Hutch is there and everything before I talk about any of it. Because
for
it's kind of
sure. Yeah,
it's a group thing as far as and it's in my opinion, it's on Hutch's table. Hutch has been trying to build this kind of thing for a couple of years, and
right.
he Hutch has leadership ability. I don't know if most people pick up on that, but he does, and I'm not tooting his horn for him, and I'm just speaking well of a brother, uh,
Right.
which I like to do. I like to speak well of my brothers, and
Yeah.
I like to speak not well of fucking posers too, though. So, you know,
Yeah.
if I'm
Well,
speaking
but if
well of
we
you,
if we can go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, yeah. If we speak and build each other up, and the guys that we know and we trust, man, then that's just building us all up at the same time. If we're all gonna be cooperative, if we can make it happen.
Yeah,
Talking to
because the
Tubbs
day's
about
fast approaching. We're all going to need each other, or we'll die separately. We'll die alone. You know,
right. That's for sure. I mean, I have no doubt that they know that this kind of stuff is in the mindset of people, but ultimately they don't have the manpower to just shut everybody down who wants to cooperate and tell them no. And it's like Red Dawn said, we can't do this shit alone. You know, none of us are an island to ourselves.
yeah. But on the other hand of that, we have to make sure we get the right people in. I'm a firm believer in people are a resource, but liars and snitches are right over there with the child molesters, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's funny you say that about like I had a guy, and I'm not gonna say his name, but like me and my brother were hanging out with this guy for a while, and he seemed like he didn't look like the kind of guy that would be in a federal agency, to the degree that it made him look exactly like the kind of guy that would be perfect to be an infiltrator from a federal agency. One of those blend in, and that's a tactic to blend in, to go and almost become one of the gun guys to to bait them into something. And this
Yeah.
guy, he'd always his stories would be inconsistent, and that's when me and my brother were like, "Yeah, this doesn't make any sense." You know,
Oops
it
just said
doesn't.
he was a Fed. Who's he talking about?
I don't
Are you talking
know.
about Oops?
No, no, I don't even know. I don't actually know who Oops is. I know that he's been in my stuff, but no, this is a guy unassociated with anybody on YouTube at all. But this guy, he would tell inconsistent stories and then talk about, oh well, I'm broke and I can't do this and blah blah blah, and then he would have like all of a sudden, oh, he's getting a new can for his 22 pistol, or he's got dual nod whatever, super tactical shit, but he doesn't have the money to do other things. And it was like, man, it seems like every time there was a sexy new toy, he had it immediately, but he was always poor otherwise. So it sounds to me like he just wasn't really good at weaving a story. And me and my brother just completely broke away from him. We don't talk to him at all, and it just happened overnight. We didn't have a big blow up. We didn't have none of that shit. We were just like, all right, we're done. We're done associating with this guy because I smell rat. So we just
Yeah,
left. Not that me and my brother are doing anything to get rolled up anyway, but I don't need a security breach on somebody that's a friend. So
yeah. There's another Missouri one, Dingus, Kansas City, Missouri. Just sub to you.
Dingus, cool. Thanks, man. Welcome to the channel. Gotta build a network of people. Do you have content of yourself like that you do, Dingus? And I realize that most accounts here aren't creator accounts, but like maybe everybody should be doing some creator stuff. I think that the more of us that are out here, the better connections we can make.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean have zero opsec or anything, but you know,
yeah.
there's a point of being on YouTube where it's kind of like you're sort of blowing a little bit of opsec, especially locally, but
About two
if
hours north of you, Dingus, northeast of you. Sorry.
I gotta go just look because somebody said that I was a Fed, which is funny.
That was all it was hoops. I don't think he was saying you was a Fed. I don't know who he was talking about.
Oh, oh, I just
Ups
thought it'd be funny.
Ups isn't a troll. He's usually in Hutch's live streams.
Oh, he's probably a decent dude. He said, "Oops, no mod." Yeah, I don't have any mods yet. I was trying to figure that out earlier to make Mac one of my mods, but it just wasn't working out here in the field. I'll have to go home and do it. And Red Dawn, I think, said he'd do modding for me, so that's coming.
And I'm not real big on censoring people as far as what they say, but when you do these kind of live streams on the vertical, you get a
Yeah,
lot of people just out of the mill, and
yeah,
I see it on other vertical live streams. There's just a shit ton of trolls pop in on these kind of lives, and uh,
right, yeah, yeah.
they need somebody to tell them off. Maybe they'll hang around and learn something.
Or I was talking to Red Dawn a little bit about that last night. He's like, just let them rage in the chat. Don't even address it. And honestly, that makes even more sense because the people who want
Yeah.
this kind of content will come in through that door because it gets a little bit further reach.
Uh huh.
And the turds will they'll eventually comment on a hard video, and I will hide from channel, and then they won't be able to come comment on anything anymore, and it just will work itself out. Yeah, I get that. Oops was talking about the guy I was describing. Yeah, I think he might have been a Fed, dude. I don't know. Not that there was even anything to find, but yeah, trolls
Yeah.
can be
Trolls
allies.
can be allies too.
That's true.
I've been called a troll.
Weaponize your trolls.
I've been called a troll on YouTube many times because uh, people like to abuse that term too. If you speak a different narrative in a chat or something from what the host is saying, so a lot of times
Right,
you get labeled a troll, and that's not trolling people. That's saying, hey, there's a different outlook on it too.
right. Let's see here. Pumpkinhead. Man, I see a lot of names in these chats I don't see before. So yeah, these have got to be people coming in from the outside for sure. But so Mac, do you do any hunting?
Yes.
Like, you do? Like,
Yeah.
like what's your kind of preferred hunting type stuff?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you like to hunt?
Oh, about anything. Depends what I'm in the mood to eat. you know,
Right.
um, I like to try to get me 2 or 3 deer a year. But I trap. I don't trap actively as I used to, but I still trap a little bit. And if I get a good coon, I'll throw it in. And uh, sometimes I'm in the mood for squirrel, and I'll go out and get me a couple squirrel. And that was one kind of part of the deal with the rabbit colony, um, is allowing them to repopulate or to populate and build a I call it phase 2 outside of the colony. Where they're raising their cell mostly with still having protection of being up here around the outpost. And I can go out and hunt them. I don't have to have a butcher day to butcher. Oh, I got 30 rabbits. I got to butcher today type thing. Cause that can wear on you too when you're doing it by yourself. So I can just go out here
Right.
and shoot a rabbit whenever I want to, I can do it with the crossbow or anything. That's kind of one of the things I'm working on as far as going to do a video is, I'll go out and, with the crossbow and,
Right. Yeah. One of the guys asked what I would trap. I think I'd probably trap about anything and everything in the beginning just to get experience. I've I've tried my hand at it really unsuccessfully in the past years, and I've got a few traps, but it's one of those things I haven't done a whole lot of. So I would probably do anything I could get. I don't care if it's possum or whatever, and just learn the craft of tanning out hides, and then try to. I do a little bit of leather work, so I would kind of try to make some different gear out of it, or pouches, or whatever, just for the heck of it. I mean, more for practice than anything else.
BLM, the butt liquor militia, just said I like to hunt gay clubs. How
I
would
mean,
you
it's
know? How would you know what I like to hunt?
oh gosh, it's ridiculous. Imagine identifying with a communist organization enough to make a YouTube account on their behalf.
Well, now he
Homesteading with Soulless Ginger.
it could legitimately stand for something else like butt liquor militia, you know.
It might be, might be homesteading with Soulless Ginger. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in.
He was complimenting me like that Florida guy back in 2016. Is that some guy that shot up the gay club? Is that what that was? I'm not that way either. I don't do mass killings, and uh, I'm not into that sort of thing.
No, that's like I said on a previous live. I don't hate anybody enough to go aggress on them. I'm about protecting myself and my family. There's a
Yeah.
certain point where if it's an overt situation with a governmental authority, that you just have to go full bore. But I would try to avoid all that if possible. But yeah, I'm not looking to freaking do anything to anybody that hadn't messed with me. That's just how
Guy
I am.
wants to know what kind of metal canteen you got.
Metal canteen. Okay, this is a well, you saw it on there. I just got it in the pouch. It's kind of hard to get it back out. It's a Goatland, and it's like I think it's like a 1.2 quart canteen with a wide mouth. You can find them on Amazon. I got that one for $20, and it does come with a like a cup with it that fits. Pretty solid stuff, and it's called Goatland. Really good stuff, man. You won't go wrong buying that. You'll need to get a lid for it because they don't come with a lid. But that canteen, I've bought two of them, and they're freaking solid.
Homesteading with Soulless Ginger. That's a new name. Nice to meet
He's
you.
one of he's one of Tactical Muffin Top's buddies. He's a good dude. Maybe I'll do a video, Charles Tucker, on that canteen because I have it in a previous video, but I hadn't really made it like a video about it. But it's worth making a video on. So I'll probably do that in the next I don't know week or so and just talk about it because it's pretty decent stuff, man. You won't be disappointed with it. So my wife's texting me now. Looks like a bright shiny thing. Yeah, I have another one that's been on a fire as far as that canteen goes, and yeah, What I do if I want to actually use it on a fire is I'll break the little chain to the actual cap to it, and then just affix the chain to the pouch on my bag. That way I can't actually lose the cap because that would freaking suck, and it might be hard to find a replacement for. It's stainless, by the way. Oops was asking if it's, yeah, it's all stainless. It's not, I don't really like aluminum stuff because I tend to abuse things, and aluminum doesn't last very long.
Oh, Soulless Ginger was on the live last night. I didn't catch everybody's name. Sorry about that.
He's also in the Discord and stuff like that with Muffin Top. DB Cooper, what's up? Thanks for stopping
DB.
in. Let me see if I can pull this damn thing back out. But it fits in a regular GI pouch, by the way. Not that this is a infomercial for Goatland stainless canteens, but it's freaking sick. You can beat on that thing. It's actually pretty heavy. Let's see here.
Yeah, that metal one that I see in videos sometime of mine, it's a 1943 stainless U.S. military.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. I have a couple of the aluminum ones, and for some reason there's like this, I don't know, it's like something keeps breaking away and coming out of them, and I've washed them with a bottle brush and all this stuff, and so I've pretty much shit canned all my aluminum, like
Yeah.
World War II era ones. For some reason, there's something up with them, so I'm just buying the plastic GI ones and the Goatland stainless ones. Better than Dave Canterbury's, dude. Mike Lacey, I would put this up next to Dave Canterbury's stuff. Maybe the cap is a little better on Dave's. It's probably made in the same factory. This isn't a rip on Dave Canterbury because it is made in China, but so is his, and he admits that on this video. These probably are from the same factory. The only difference is the cap is a little different, but it is a wide mouth cap. So yeah,
And speaking of Dave Canterbury, and this is directed at the All American Prepper if he's watching, Dave Canterbury lied about his service years ago. I don't know if most of y'all know that, and was stolen
he's been
about.
open about it.
Yeah, he came forth and made it right, and he still made something of his survivalist career, And I'm not saying All American Prepper is all that level, but just be yourself, dude. Quit being a little fucking cuck bitch for the fucking bullshit system. That's basically what you are.
I do like Dave Canterbury, and I did see his like video where he owned up and all that.
Yeah.
So it's not up on his channel, but it is still up on YouTube. Somebody else uploaded it.
Yeah.
The cup, Mike Lacey, the cup does come with that canteen and the stove. There's no stove that comes with it, and it doesn't have a lid. It's just the cup and the actual canteen. But it's worth the $20 that you'd spend on it on Amazon.
Yeah, I've followed Dave Canterbury for years. He's
Yeah,
pretty
and well,
squared up.
Soulless Ginger is talking about that he faded away, man. He's making videos every day, man.
Yeah.
I would say, as far as like survivalist community guys, more for the bushcraft side of things, I think Dave is one of the best out there.
Yeah.
And him, and not that he has a channel anymore, but there's a bunch of leftover videos. But Alan Kay is pretty freaking awesome too.
I'm not familiar with that name.
He won the first season of Alone, and he does a lot of videos on Three's channel. If you're familiar with him, Jason Salyer, he's a bigger YouTuber, but yeah, Alan Kay is pretty awesome. I can send you some stuff because honestly, I just like listening to the guy talk. He's got like the perfect voice for like.
You're locked up. You froze up there, brother. Hey, Lima Foxtrot, go over and check out Hutch Homestead. It's Hutch 2620, and he has a get together every summer. He's kind of been heading up the Missouri uh, co-op, trying to bring us all together into a community. So go check him out. Yeah, Mike, go check out Hutch Homestead. He was in the chat just a little bit ago. Um, he he does a get together every summer. Yeah, I was telling Mike Lacey and Lima Foxtrot there about Hutch's get together he has every summer because they was saying we need to start having meetups here in Missouri. That's why I say the co-op thing's on Hutch's table as far as I'm concerned to lead it up because he's already been putting in the work to do that. Bring Missourians together, and man gets credit for what he does. I think. Yeah, I've already started saving money for the next one. I, money's real tight for me. I went down for his harvest deal 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was right at $200 just in fuel. Like 180 something. It was 2 tanks of gas. Yeah,
Midwest bushcraft shows and things.
and
I'd like to.
I can tell you, you can trick out a bike for a nomad lifestyle and carry a whole lot of gear on a motorcycle. You really can.
Right. Yeah, you told me about a guy you met. I think that's a pretty awesome concept, honestly.
Oh, the old man in Syria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah. 70 years old and rode around the wasteland of Syria with a Mosin sniping off ISIS, living off of his motorcycle.
That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Very well thought of
Well,
man.
that's pretty cool. I mean, I that's the kind of guy that a documentary needs made about.
Yeah,
After the fact. You
yeah.
know, we're coming up against my battery life here. I think that my phone's probably going to die, so we might as well wrap this up proper.
Okay.
But hey, man, I appreciate you jumping on live with me. It's always a pleasure chatting with you.
You
I mean,
too.
whether we're live or not, we're always talking to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
yeah, maybe we should do it again. Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out and I don't know, making this go a little longer. You guys give me more things to talk about. So thanks for the engagement and everything else. And go check out Maccabeus if you haven't seen his channel, and go subscribe to him. But we're gonna hop off here and just appreciate everyone coming out.
Stay safe, y'all.